immediately.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. We got something I wouldn't say different, because I used to make these videos when I first started. I made like one or two, but I never really got into it. We're gonna do some Roblox scary game, but we have a topic while we're gonna talk about it. The fuck is that? The fuck? Well, today's verse of the day is Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So that's going to be the verse. So with that being said, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Money itself is not evil. It's the intentions that you have with it, right? So if you are to be rich, that's why Jesus says it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven. Not because... What the fuck was that? What is that? Not because being rich is a sin. Okay, this shit's actually really annoying. Not because being rich is a sin, but because the more money you have, the more problems you have, right? And the more greed that you're susceptible to. And look, you could have a bunch of money and not sin, but it's very hard and it's very rare. Where are these people getting these guns from? And that's why when it says the love of money, so what's money in the Bible? Money is anything physical that you could buy stuff with, right? Well, it's money in general. It's anything that you could use physically, and anything that causes greed. So but having money itself isn't a sin, it's the love of it. Because just like Judas Iscariot, the silver wasn't the silver that he sold Jesus for wasn't the sin, right? It was the act of loving it more than it was the act of close. It was the act of loving the money more than God. Anything could be quote unquote money if you put it over God, right? So to love money is so much different than to have it and use it for God's will, because you could have a bunch of stuff and use it for God's will, for God's glory. Wait, so what's the objective in this? It's a little ball sack. Look at us. This game is so lame. But yeah, the thing with... We're gonna play a different game because I don't even know what the fuck that is. The thing with money, it's... We all want it, but... We all are susceptible to becoming greedy. And that's the hardest thing. Is to learn how to not be greedy, because just like the fallen angels, when they saw how much... No, this isn't what I want to play. There's a game. When they saw all the things that are of this earth, they got greedy and they put it above God. What's that? Is that what it's called? Next bots? Okay, we're gonna try this. Oh yeah. And that's why the Bible didn't say money is evil. Because everything is intentions, right? There's some things, all intentions aside, it's still going to be evil. But with money, it's either you're going to let it corrupt you, or you're going to, you know, what the fuck? Sorry, guys. And that's why Jesus says it's so hard for a rich man to get into heaven. Not because we shouldn't be rich, but because we get greedy when we're... Okay, what the fuck? Because we get really greedy and... But man, there's nothing like being broke, dude. Have you ever guys like been so broke? Well, before we start yapping, remember money's not a sin, it's the love of money. What the fuck is that? Ah! I hate Roblox. Anyways, like I was saying, the love of money is a sin, not having the money. So, anyways, and dude, there's nothing worse than a rich, arrogant asshole. But yeah, guys, there's nothing like being broke too, dude. Like when your friends are like, okay, like I can't even like play. Like this shit's actually kind of annoying. Like, the fuck is that? Go, go. Is he after me? Yeah, like, dude, there's nothing worse than being broke, bro. Like, having no money and your boy's like, yo, you want to go to Applebee's? And you're like, dude, you could taste those fucking unlimited tenders? Ay! Fuck. Ugh, dude, I've been... But like, dude, God will show you ways to get money. He'll show you visions, but like... What the fuck? But like, getting... Dude, instead of putting this as like a scary game, I'm just gonna put this as a fucking try not to rage bait. But going back to money, man. Dude, it's so easy to get greedy too, because like I said, when you go from not having money to starting to work, employed, sadly, and you see that bag going up, bro, it's so hard not to be greedy, man. And dude, greed divides families, bro. That's why, like, but dude, you know what I can't fucking stand? I can't stand stingy people, bro. That's like my biggest thing. Is stingy people. Like, this game sucks. Like, stingy people are my biggest pet peeve, bro, because it's like, how are you want to hang out with me and I'm the one always breaking my back? And like, yo, and I'm Arab, right? So I grew up in no, let me pay. No, I'll play. And I know, like, probably thinking, dude, you're so greedy. I'm saying I always pay, but the people I grew up with always had my back too. You know what I mean? So, as I got older and I started seeing how greedy people was, I was like, dude, what? And guys, one way to not fall into the greed is to portion control. If you give a lot of people, what they do is they don't give themselves enough money to spend, but the people who do give themselves enough money to spend, they don't give themselves enough money to save. You need to learn, let's just say, right? You spend $200 a week and your check is $700. You should put $450 to $500 of that away, and you have $230 to spend. So $200 for bills, which I like is reasonable, right? Because how much are you spending a week? Unless like you live alone. But if you live with your parents, then like, what is toy shop? Oh, it's a scary obby. Let's go. We'll do a little obby sesh. Obby's perfect for yap sesh, dude. The other ones is so like engaging. Like I just like fucking start repeating the same show over again. I'm like, yep, money's not evil, but the love of money is. And I'm like, fucking still talking about the same shit. Dude, and one thing, man, don't be scared. This is off topic, but don't be scared to be alone just because, like, don't be with someone just to be with them. Like, dude, I always say this thing. If you have to choose between being alone or being with someone that you know doesn't love you enough, be alone, dude. And don't be scared to be alone. And, dude, That's another thing. When you have, back on the money topic, dude, a lot of guys want a girlfriend, but not a lot of guys want to spend. I'm going to tell you guys something. When you guys do something, do it from your heart. Don't do something and throw it in the person's face. Oh, that's why I bought you that. What? That's why I bought you this. That's why I bought you this. Because then that girl's never, or that guy is never going to trust you. And that means your intentions were never good. So that's why I always say the money says the love of money is the root of all sins. But what I think the Bible was trying to tell us, the love of greed is the root of all sins. Because greed has been literally the main factor of every major sin. Greed is what makes us rebel against God. Why did Adam and Eve bite the apple? Out of greed. They wanted to be like God, the knowledge of good and evil. Why did Judas betray Christ? The fuck is this? Because he was greedy for the money. Why did sorry guys. Why did Lucifer betray God? Because he wanted what we have. He saw the woman and wanted to have sex with them. And yeah, man, when you do something, do it from the kindness of your heart. Don't do it because you could throw it in the person's face. That's just really lame, bro. Like, to do some shit and throw it in someone's face is just really lame, bro. And like, I'm telling you, as someone who's been on, like, I've had people think that I threw shit in their face, and it hurts to think that the way they thought about me was I only did that because I only did the good because I wanted to throw it in their face. And that, like, honestly kind of upset me when I found that out, that someone thought that of me, because I was like, I never thought you were using me. The only thing I thought about you that I was wrong was that you loved me. You know what I mean? That's all I thought. I never thought that you were using me. I simply just thought you loved me, and I was mad at the fact that you gave me false hope. What the fuck was that? Oh my god, that guy's actually, like, kind of gave me anxiety. But yeah, and dude, oh my god, no, I don't want to, like, what the fuck am I gonna use a flamethrower? And okay, like, you fucking scumbag. And dude, to have, like, are you serious? To have someone that loves you and just sees you for all you are, good and bad, bro. That's all we want, right? Like, dude, and that was my problem. Dude, and if all the girls that, like, I've had stuff with are watching this, I'm sorry. I'm not outing you guys, low-key. I'm not gonna use the names, though. That was my problem with my last relationship, dude. Like, you know when you look at someone, guys, and you could just tell, damn, they love me. Like, or not even just that, but damn, like, this is, like, what love feels like. My soul is genuinely just so happy. I don't know if you guys ever, like, had that before. Like what? I don't know if you guys ever had that before, but man, I felt that once. Not that they looked at me and they loved me, but I looked at them and I loved them. Like, and it was like that fucking shit Shakespeare talks about. And I feel like that's what we're all looking for. So, dude, but when you know it's not that, you leave the person. That way you're not leading them on. The last thing you want to do is to do what someone did to you and is to hurt them, because I'm sure you guys have been hurt before. And if you haven't been hurt before with love, dude, yo, just wait, dude. Those nights that you can't eat, dude, those are the best. You can't fucking eat, you can't sleep, dude, and you just wake up stalking their reposts, and you low-key think that they're talking to someone, but you can't prove it, but you know it's there. Dude, love is great, right? The fuck is that? This guy have ball sacks for shoulders. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? What the fuck? Why is he drinking it? Oi! Loki, dude, I'm better off just like outrunning him. Oh my god, I'm not. I'm not better off. I'm not better off outrunning him. But yeah, what was I saying? Dude, love is not easy either, guys. Like, a lot of people think, oh yeah, I have baby fever, I'm gonna start a family. Dude, you need to be willing, because everyone has shit, right? You need to find someone who's worth putting up with their shit, because everyone has baggage and everyone has luggage. But it's finding someone that, yeah, you know what, I don't mind dealing with their shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and to just, okay, to love, man, to love, what love means is when you love someone, it basically says, I'm aware that you could hurt me and I'm giving you the power to hurt me, but I'm trusting that you don't hurt me. That's what love is. It's, I know you could hurt me and I know there's a possibility, and there's a possibility I could hurt you too, but I love you and you love, like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? I love you and you love me, so let's not let it go to waste. Let's not let it go to waste. Am I not supposed to have my light on? Is that why? I didn't read the thing. Sorry guys for the brief pause. I ended up beating the guy. But yeah, like I was saying, man, love hurts a lot. It's not all rainbows, dude. When you first meet them, you're like, oh my god, rainbows come from this person's ass. I really think their farts are rainbows. And then you start to realize, damn, this love, oh shit. Sorry. What are you doing? Then you start to realize, damn, like, love hurts, man. Love hurts a lot. But that's almost the beauty in it, I would say, that we all kind of want someone who's been hurt, right? Only, I say this because when you're with someone who's been hurt, they know what true love is, because you could only know what love is if you know what loss is. I would rather be with someone who has experienced loss than to be with someone who has experienced 100% goodness, because the person who experienced loss and suffering knows how to deal with me better. You know what I mean? Not saying I want someone who has fucking billion problems that I can't deal with, but someone who understands suffering, because love is suffering, and that's how people reunite, is through suffering. That's why anytime, this is a really good hobby, bro, this is crazy, anytime the world goes through something traumatic, the first thing the higher ups want to do is to make us so we're not united together, because if we're not united together and suffering, then everything will break us apart. But if you unite through suffering, nothing will break you apart. That's why billions of people came together as one when Christ died, because his suffering brought us all together. So if you say that's weird, that you'd rather be with someone who suffered, look at Christ. We choose a man who suffered more than anyone's ever suffered. So anytime, if you guys are against what I think, we choose a God who's endured suffering. Why? Because we feel more comfortable. He understands. He's been through what we've been through, and there's something loving about it. Everyone wants someone that looks at you and knows what you've been through and still chooses to love you anyways. Sees you on your bad days and still chooses to love you anyways, dude. That's That's literally a gift from God. Someone who doesn't see you different when you cry. Someone who doesn't see you different when you lose everything and you have nothing to offer them. Someone who's seen you at your literal worst and still thinks the world of you. That's what we all want. That's what love is. And in order to have that, you have to be it first. If you want love, if you want a love like that, you have to be it. And you're not going to learn how to be it through good times. You're only going to learn to be that through rough times. And you need to practice how to love like that. You need to practice how to love like Christ. That's why a lot of people ask me, Brendan, why are you a Christian? Because I've seen him love me through my worst moments. And he really is everywhere I go. He really is. And it's like, even if you want to think, like for me, I see the cross everywhere. Like you see this, I see this as a cross. Look at the cross right there. Boom. So everywhere I go, man, I see the Christ. Oh my God, I didn't see him right there, but see, even in the X right there, like it's just little things to me that remind me that, yeah, he is there. Yeah, guys, we're gonna end the obby there. I hope you guys enjoyed this obby scary game yap sesh. Yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. And yeah, so what I want you guys to take from this, loving money is a sin, because Jesus says you cannot serve two masters, you could only serve one. So if you love money, you're going to serve money. You could have money, but don't love it. Don't put it above God. Don't put it above people. Don't put it above love. And number 2, love is pain. Love is hurt. Love isn't always perfect. But when love comes through, it saves. It really does save. When it comes through, man. And when you lose it, it hurts. But love always comes back. It always comes back one way or another, and it always does. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video. And my next video is going to be about breaking cycles. And I hope you guys are ready for that. And I'll see you next time.